will have enjoyed the week's rest as they go for this league and cup double. They meet the Leeds Rhinos for the 7th time in a decade with a place at Old Trafford up for grabs. We can realise that Leeds have won 4 of the previous 6. The stakes, Phil Clark, could not be higher tonight.
No, and Leeds walk out here now, I guess in confidence, knowing that they've been here before. They know the pain that's involved, the sacrifices they've got to pay, but the pleasure at the end of it if they are successful. You know, I think most people's memory can go back just over 2 weeks. Wigan 2 weeks ago were outstanding when they beat the Huddersfield Giants. Their defence was brilliant. But prior to that, they had lost 7 of their last 9 games in Super League. Now then, which is the Wigan which will walk out here tonight in a few minutes? The one from 2 weeks ago, or the one that we saw in the last 3 months of the season?
Yes, they have to halt a 3-match losing sequence here on home soil if they are to keep their double dream alive. Huddersfield, Hull, Leeds, they've all won here recently. Their last home win was 21 points to 16, and there were elements of controversy in that against Hull Kingston Rovers on August the 2nd. Big night for Pat Richards and the 2 youngsters who are going out with him. It's the end of the road for Wigan, and Pat, if he loses tonight, the same for Lee Mossop, the same, of course, for Sam Tompkins. But all 3 of them want to make sure that they're going with this band of supporters to Old Trafford. There is Sam, farewell to the DW Stadium, 5 consecutive years in the dream team, and led out tonight, it's a nice touch this, by Pat Richards. The Wigan Warriors aiming to join St Helens and Bradford as Super League and Cup winners in the same season. Saints in 2006, the only club so far to do so since the Challenge Cup final was moved down the calendar to its now August date. Home advantage could be the key. Leeds were outscored here 2 tries to 1 last year, but 4 goals and a drop goal from Kevin Sinfield gave the Rhinos the win. Now, can they claim a 3rd successive appearance at Old Trafford in the grand final? And Jamie Peacock, 35 years young, his 37th playoff appearance, equaling the record that has been set by Paul Wellens. This champion team will not surrender their title easily, and the next 80 minutes will be absolutely massive. Sinfield gets us underway. This could be one of the games of the season.
Certainly will, Eddie, and both sides will be a little bit nervous, especially Wigan. They've had the fortnight's rest. They should be fitter. We've already spoken about the fact that Leeds have gone through injury problems over the last fortnight, especially with the second row of Jamie Jones-Buchanan. There's also doubt over Danny Maguire, and of course Brett Delaney misses out tonight, and that will be a big loss for the Rhinos. But they know how to win, don't they? They've not been the champions 2 years on the trot for nothing. They certainly know how to dig deep, and they'll need that tonight.
And so far, this opening set of 6 that's been coming against them from the Wigan Warriors has been pretty special in defence for the Leeds Rhinos. And look at the way they're putting them under pressure here. And Tompkins is caught in possession, loses the ball forward. What an opening set of 6 defensively by the champions.
Well, they gambled, didn't they, the Warriors? 20 metres from their own line, and you can see that the pressure there by Joel Moon has brought about the header from the world record transfer fee, Sam Tompkins.
So this is Leeds' first chance, and here is Ryan Bailey. And Ryan Bailey is brought to the ground by 3. He's 8-9 metres away from the line. We'll get up and play it to Rob Burrow. Burrow finds Sinfield. Sinfield gets it back to Maguire. Maguire then finds Ablett. Ablett goes through a couple. Hansen is there. Mossop is there. And the progress is halted on tackle number 3.
They have to keep an eye on Ablett. He is absolutely in scintillating form.
So is this fellow as well, Joel Moon. He takes it on the diagonal run. There is Carl Ablett, man of the match last week against the Saints. The ball comes back to Sinfield, comes wide. Hardacre to Watkins. Watkins gets the ball away. Ben Jones-Bishop, I think he might have dropped it.
It's going to be close. He's going upstairs. Phil Bentham, Ian Smith, video referee tonight. It's very close indeed. Beautiful offload there, wasn't it, by Watkins? Does he get it down? No, he's lost it quite clearly. Your eyes are better than mine, Eddie. The eagle eyes of Eduardo was well in there before it went upstairs to Ian Smith. This will be NOTRY.
It was only a guess, Steve, believe me.
Well, it didn't matter, Eddie, because it really will lift their confidence. This is confirmation that everybody knows.
Yes, it's a 20-metre restart, but it is a rip-roaring start for the Rhinos.
Well, the margins between success and failure are very narrow at this part of the season, and I guess converting your chances into points is what will ultimately decide the winners here tonight and next Saturday in the Old Trafford Grand Final.
Yeah, you might even suggest, Phil, that Wigan have just used one of their get-out-of-jail-free cards. I'm not sure how many you get in a game, but when you fail to kick on your first set of 6 and just get down the field and ask the other team some questions, they just got what they deserved. But their defence held up and they've got out of it.
Well, Leeds are harassing Wigan when they are in possession. They're getting the tackles in. That was another big hit there by Jamie Jones-Buchanan, and Ben Flower certainly felt that. But here comes Tompkins, and Tompkins gets the ball away somehow, and Darrell Goulding hangs on. He will play the ball quickly. Tompkins is at dummy half. This is Matty Smith. He'll hoist a high crossfield kick looking for Pat Richards, and it's caught by Ben Jones-Bishop, and he goes to ground quickly.
Boy, under a lot of pressure there, Jones-Bishop did exceptionally well. But either side, it's a little bit of the game of chess, isn't it? But we just saw the brilliance of Sam Tompkins. He'll obviously be trying to just put himself into that situation, join into the three-quarter line. It's a great comeback there for Darrell Goulding in the centre. Remember, Goulding and Charnley have been outstanding, so productive this year.
Well, a little bit of brilliance from Tompkins, talking to him as he parked his car here about 2 hours ago, and he actually did say that he was relieved that the waters had been cleared now, and that everything was out in the open, that everybody knew where he was going. It's all over and done with, and it's all about winning here tonight and getting to Old Trafford. That's a great kick.
That's fantastic to be able to get the ball to sit in the in goal from that distance. And one of Leeds' features when they won here 3 weeks ago was the improved kicking and the better kicking. When Wigan kicked the ball, half the time it was caught on the full by the wingers and fullback. When you can find the ground and get it to sit like that, well, it's almost worth a point.
But you know what, though? As good a kick as it was, Sam Tompkins is not entitled to get back to the 20-metre line there. As Wigan get their first penalty. Just want to continue on that. Leeds actually stopped thinking that ball was going to run dead. You've got to continue that chase. There's a great kick, Eddie. Great kick downfield to get the tap restart.
Yes, just have a look at the length that Wigan have got on this. Goulding will drive it in on the first tackle. Joel Moon with the tackle. Here goes Harrison Hansen.
That was brilliant from Darrell Goulding. Leeds had their back turned when he took that quick tap. They've got to be a little bit more aware of that. I just get the impression that Wigan want to just keep this ball alive, not just scramble it down the middle with the forwards.
Well, they're trying to get across the line there, but there was no way through there for McIlorum. But there might be here, because quick hands has found Pat Richards. Richards gets the ball inside, and it is a try for Ian Thornley. What a great start defensively for Leeds, a great kick downfield for Leeds. Then they conceded the penalty. Wigan got cheap metres upfield, and Ian Thornley on the end of the last pass and getting over for the first try of the match. Could have been 6 points the other way, but Ben Jones-Bishop dropped the ball. Ian Thornley held on to it, and the Warriors have an early lead.
Well, both sides, they don't want to go down that middle as I suggested. They want to keep it out wide. This was great work by Watkins. Jones-Bishop couldn't get hold, couldn't keep it. But this time they did. The combination. Tompkins misses out the centre, but is there for the inside pass. Thornley. What a great combination, and what a wonderful three-quarter line this Wigan outfit has produced. Charnley, Goulding, Thornley and Richards. The creativity amongst those four is outstanding. This is not going to be a roll-up-the-sleeves muscle job. This is quick, fast, entertaining rugby league, and it doesn't come much better than that. Pressure on this fella, but how many times have we said that over the years? His final game here at the DW Stadium, and he knows that these 2 points could take them towards another 80 minutes he can play at Old Trafford to end his career.
And he tries to draw it over the top of the bar, and he does. Tremendous kick from Richards. Boy, we're talking about they'll miss Tompkins. They'll miss Richards equally. And Ian Thornley's try, he scored the first try at Wembley in the Challenge Cup final. He's got the first try in the semi.
Well, the combination in that three-quarter line, we have often said it, but when Sam Tompkins just comes in and adds that extra little zip, it gives them that split-second timing, and the inside pass was superb, and Thornley took it with gusto.
Mossop to his feet, and he looks to the referee. He thought there might have been a penalty coming there, but the referee had other ideas. McIlorum again. Good angled run from Liam Farrell. McIlorum at dummy half. He gets the ball into centre field. Gil Dudson will trundle it forward for the Wigan Warriors.
Big responsibility as well from Dudson. He knows he's got to get them leading over that advantage line, and he's done that. Got to be careful, McIlorum there. He had a bit of a push, could have been penalised.
It goes high off the boot of Matty Smith. It's swirling all over the place. Oh, it's not gone, it's play on. Mossop gives it away. Here is Matty Smith, kick to the corner for Charlie. Oh, just missed.
Yeah,
he'll bring it back though as the free play.
And they do it as well. Well, what excitement in the opening 7 3/4 minutes. What about this high kick there from Matty Smith? Never really got any chance at it, did he, Zach Hardacre? And then another one from Smith into the corner. This was a free play. Couldn't get to it, Josh Charnley. But boy, this season, this guy, the combination with a little kick out to the corner, how many times this year has Charnley succeeded? Wasn't far off on that occasion either.
Matty Smith won the Lance Todd Trophy at Wembley, and he aims, if he gets to Old Trafford, to add the Harry Sunderland Award as man of the match at the grand final. But there's a little bit of water to run under the bridge just yet. McIlorum comes down the short side. Thornley will move out of the way and allow McIlorum to go to dummy half as Ben Flower plays the ball. And this is Blake Green. Blake Green is gobbled up by Jones Buchanan and Peacock. McIlorum again off the ground to Smith. He finds Mossop.
Watch for the link yet again.
They go right with Smith. Back it comes to Tompkins. He just slipped to Tompkins. Feigned to go right, was going to go straight. Gets up, plays it. Here's Matty Smith again. Drifts the kick in. Off the feet of Jamie Jones Buchanan, and Leeds repel all borders.
Put himself in, made himself very big there, didn't he? Jamie Jones Buchanan was quick to drop onto that football. Not the best from Smith. Took a little bit of extra time. Now then, can this guy bring the Rhinos back into the game? It's a huge gamble that Brian McDermott, the coach, took with Jamie Jones Buchanan. There's little doubt in my mind he would have been needled before this match.
Well, he did apparently pass all the fitness tests that they gave him yesterday. He passed him fit to play. The medical staff said he's good to go. And so here he is out in the middle. And you don't deny a man like Jamie Jones Buchanan the opportunity to get to Old Trafford, do you, if he's fit? Maguire is trapped on the last. I think Leeds just lost the count there.
Well, Brian McDermott will be furious. You cannot afford to do that. In pressure games against a side like Wigan, who have already stretched a 6-point lead.
Is it a reflection of just how quickly both defences are moving up? We've seen Leeds do it to Wigan once. Wigan now haven't been able to sack the opposition in possession and turn it over like that. The amount of pressure on the kicker is immense in the opening stage of this game.
Gil Dudson again will take it forward for the Wigan Warriors. 32nd appearance in 2 seasons with Wigan for the 14-time Welsh international. That's McIlorum, that was Green, that was Smith, and this is Tompkins. And Joel Moon hangs on to the shorts. And we all know that he's got black trunks underneath his shorts now, and he's made a mistake. It's a knock-on.
Just got a little bit excited there. He knows that he's wasted a golden opportunity. Trying to play the ball quickly, but you've got to regain your feet first before you can plant that ball down. But if you're going to come up with an error, this is the best place to do it when you're just about 22 metres away from the opposition goal line.
He was captain against Huddersfield 2 weeks ago. I think that honour has gone to Pat Richards tonight. Richards certainly led the team onto the field here. Loose head and feed to Leeds at the scrum. Here is Ryan Hall. He's not scored in the last 3, and he's only got 1 try in his last 7 as Ryan Hall. Is this the moment for Ryan to pull the trigger?
Oh, what a big hit there by Harrison Hansen on the big fella Peacock. Oh, this is cruel out there.
Well, there's a bit of a pattern emerging here. What you saw, there's a great shot on the play. It's really physical. It's played at breakneck pace this game. But there's a pattern emerging. When we saw a couple of weeks ago the Leeds Rhinos beaten by Warrington, they spent a lot of time in that field position that they've been so far in the first 12 minutes of this game against Wigan. They have to get down here.
Yeah, that's a fabulous kick.
They've got to camp them down here ready now. Leeds have got to camp, no penalties, make them kick out from about the 30-metre line and get some field position.
And that just shows you that Leeds have that extra ability to be able to get a kicking game away. On that occasion, it was the little fella Rob Burrow.
It was a wonderful kick, and the chase was led by Carl Ablett. Here is Harrison Hansen, and Leeds looking to replicate what they did in the very first set of 6 of this match. Keep Wigan down near their own try line, but Wigan, they're certainly at the pace of the match now.
And they're adventurous, Eddie. They're confident, they know that the passes are going to stick. This should be a good kick downfield. Leeds will be happy. Look where they've kept them for the kick.
And Blake Green's kick goes right down the middle of the field. It will skip away, though. It'll be too long. It goes dead.
He tried to get the backspin on it, realised he'd be disappointed with that. Over the past couple of months, you must say that Blake Green and Matty Smith, their combination has really been highlighted with his success story from Wigan. And Ryan Hall caught them out.
Yes, cheap yards there for Ryan Hall and Leeds. He made 20 upfield. Here comes Ben Jones-Bishop. You can see the Wigan defence rather just hanging back, and I was about to say you can see that there are 1 or 2 players with bandages on knees and legs and thighs. It's that time of the season, the injury toll taking its toll on these players. This is Maguire.
And this is the problem that Leeds have to face. They know that Danny Maguire has not got that fitness level, has not got that spark. This fella has.
And Burrow gets it away to Hardacre. And Hardacre got Blake Green on his back. Ian Thornley there for good measure as well. Here's Jamie Jones-Buchanan. Callum Watkins down the short side. Here is Ben Jones-Bishop. That is tremendous defence from Richards.
Yeah, man on man. Don't get sucked in. Nice effort, though. You've got to praise Leeds for working that short blind side. But you could see that it applied the pressure enough for Watkins to offload. And watch how Richards just blends out. No way around it.
Ready, go.
So the turnover.
I'm not really sure why he passed the ball, and I think he had a greater opportunity himself. He's passed too early. Michael McAlorum, I think, was the one who got to him, but I think he would have challenged. I think Callum Watkins would have challenged Michael McAlorum a lot better than allowing Pat Richards just to slide off there. It probably wasn't run as well as what you'd expect a short side play to be run by a quality team.
Keep an eye on your screens throughout the course of the evening. We'll be flashing up the details of how you can find out all you need to know about the Grand Final at Old Trafford a week tomorrow. We're on air at 5. We will be on Sky Sports 2 again, and it will be available in Sky 3D as well. It's one of the must-see events of any sporting year now, the Grand Final.
And again, just a little bit too strong. This time, Matty Smith trying to get that backspin on it. He got a little bit on it, but not sufficient.
Okay, boys.
But they'll just line up on that 30. Boy, this has been hectic, hasn't it? Opening 15 minutes have been rough and tough.
Luluai, the first man to be spelled by Brian McDermott. The Leeds prop forward Ian Kirk has just come on after 15.5 minutes of the game, and Wigan ahead by 6 points to 0. There's Sinfield. And there is the first touch for the big fellow, Ian Kirk. He played all but 1 this year. This is his 23rd consecutive appearance off the bench. That's a tremendous tackle. That was a great tackle by Thornley. Watkins gets the ball inside to Jamie Jones-Buchanan. Did he get his feet to the ball before it hit the ground? No, he didn't.
There's a knock on. It was, again, just working that short blind side. It was on. Don't worry about that. You could see there that Thornley had been off balance. He would have gone through the gap. Whether he would have made it to the line is a different question.
you know, in the 16 minutes we've had, most of Leeds' attack seems to have been down this right-hand side. We had an early chance from Ben Jones-Bishop. Watkins has had possession. He's tried it back inside. Does seem to be that they're trying to look here against what Wigan are defending over on this nearest touchline to where the cameras are.
Well, it's a balmy night in Wigan. It really is. It's almost like late summer rather than early autumn. But the prize is the biggest in the business. And Wigan looking to get there again, but Tompkins over halfway, tackled by Sinfield. The Rhinos know better than anybody how to play at this time of the year.
Another second tackle there by the skipper, Kevin Sinfield. He knows he's an important part to play, especially in the kicking game. But you just get the feeling that Wigan are starting to command this game.
The ball goes high again off the boot of Matty Smith. Oh, that's well claimed, though. That's very well claimed by Ryan Hall.
Certainly was. A lot of heavy traffic there, wasn't it? Bang. Now then, can this Wigan defence keep Leeds anywhere away from that halfway line? To be fair, Leeds have done a damn fine job of getting there in the 4th and 5th tackle so that the kicking game can be a good chase.
Third, goal, 3.
He felt the pain of that tackle, did Callum Watkins. He's on his haunches as Bailey takes the ball forward again for the Rhinos. I think Watkins already is feeling the pinch. His left leg is heavily strapped. Burrow with the kick, but straight into the arms of Tompkins.
You can't afford to do that. He's left it for Charnley, got the speed to get through there. This is also an advantage for any side if you know that within 2 or 3 play the balls that you get in the opposition half. It can often be like a game of chess, all about positional play. Pretty well near the halfway line, so yes, they'll be in control when it comes to the kick.
Mossop takes them into Leeds territory on tackle number 4. 5 metres inside the Leeds half of the field they are. That was McAlorum. A short ball from him almost caught Leeds cold. Important tackle that by Bailey on Scott Taylor. This is Blake Green. Now it's with Smith. Smith gets it wide to Goulding. Goulding just dabs it in behind, and Zach Hardacre picks up and will try and return. He gets as far as Blake Green. Goes down. Quick play, the ball wanted. They got it too.
And wonderful positional play by Hardacre. Anticipated the kick.
Leeds look to me, Eddie, like they're on the ropes here. They're reliant on outside backs, Hall and Ben Jones-Bishop just to get them forward. Look, they're bunched in the middle of the field. I know the opposition have had more ball than them. That's obviously drained them so far at the moment, but Wigan do look completely in control. The stats at this point, totally in favour of Wigan. You'd expect them to lead by about 9 or 10 points with the possession and the way that they've attacked.
But it's only a 6-point ball game at the moment as we approach the midway point of this first half. And Watkins plays the ball somewhat wearily actually to Hardacre. Peacock though, Peacock will not be denied if it is humanly possible.
He's not 100% there, Callum Watkins.
Goal 5.
Sinfield finds Burrow. This will go high off the boot of Burrow.
And boy, it is high, and Burrow's hunting him down. Missed him.
And Ablett didn't, he just slipped in front of him. We'll play the ball to Smith. Here is Charnley, the top try scorer in the game. First man to score 40 in a Super League season in all games. 41 in all. He's grounded though and unhappy with the treatment he was receiving then. That's good work from Jamie Jones-Buchanan. And we're going to try to spread it wide. Thornley, though, is trapped.
He's creating a few problems, though, isn't he? The big fella, Ian Thornley. Such a massive player in that centre. That's pretty tough tackling.
Last tackle here.
Scott Taylor felt that.
Smith with another kick, this time looking to find the touchline on this near side. All he found, though, was the arms of Hardacre.
And it was a poor kick.
Bounces away from Richards, but can't get away from Thornley.
But I thought he worked harder than Zach Hardacre to make sure he took it on the full. There was some earlier kicks as a speculative pass here now to Ryan Hall. Wow.
Ooh, that was almost an interception for Darryl Goulding, but Moon It got to him. Look at that. He was only an inch away.
Yeah, Goulding had the fingertips out, didn't he?
Kirk stands, goes down eventually in the challenge. Don Crosby, number 26, is out there as well. Important tonight how the coaches rotate their forwards, rotate their players.
Well, you see Leeds are utilising Danny Maguire as virtually the first receiver on from that play the ball area. He's controlling things, but the Wigan defence know that he's not going to throw the dummy because he really hasn't got that zip.
Nice dab down the line from Zach Hardacre. He's chasing his own kick. They've got Tompkins trapped, he and Sinfield and Watkins.
Yeah, that was good play. Solid play.
The new Man of Steel, Tompkins is the reigning Man of Steel. The new Man of Steel will be announced on Monday night. Wednesday you'll be able to see all the fun. We'll have the highlights of the Man of Steel ceremony and a Man of Steel special boots and all. Wednesday at 6 on Sky Sports 1. And it's on again, if that's a bit too early for you, at 9 on 3. Rugby League's Oscars night. That's a 40-20 attempt, this. Ooh, it's just bounced the wrong way from Blake Green.
Yeah, and he knew it as well. Good attitude. The kicking game had to improve. Sean Wayne has said, keep it down. Not right down the throat as they've done on the last 2 occasions. Well, while they're setting this scrum, I'd like to send a get wishes note to a very, very famous rugby league player, one of the best in the world as far as I'm concerned. Billy Boston is not well, and the Wigan club, they send all their best wishes, Billy, and let's hope that you're back to 100% as soon as possible.
Yeah, get well soon, Bill. From all of us here at Sky Sports as well.
You know, you just get a feeling that Leeds are clawing the way back into this. I know the scoreline sometimes is your friend, and at 6-0, you know, it's still anybody's game, but Wigan have dominated for lengthy periods of time. They've not taken advantage of that, and I just get a feeling now that Leeds are starting to play a little bit more downfield. You know, I spoke a few weeks ago about splitting the field up into thirds longitudinally, and Leeds are now starting to play in that second third of the field. Once you start to do that, that gives you an opportunity to build some attack, and that's something that Leeds haven't been able to do. We're going to defend him well at the moment. They need to be a bit careful in what they do with the football.
Another good kick from Sinfield, and this, well, it will run dead in goal, and does. I think the players of both sides happy enough for the ball to go out at the moment, just to get a bit of air into their lungs.
It certainly has. It's been very, very hectic indeed. And let's not forget that, you know, a lot of these players, they won't be 100%. It's been a long, long season. And at the back of their minds, they know they're only so many minutes away from walking out on that wonderful Old Trafford pitch.
Absolutely. Warrington are there. We saw them dispose of Huddersfield last night. Brave effort from the Giants, but it's Warrington against the winners of this. And at the moment, Wigan with their noses in front, 6-0 after 24 here in the second semi-final.
You know, it's good work. Sean Wayne has thrown out the big fellas, hasn't he? Sent on Scott Taylor, Don Crosby, but they've come up with the error.
Knock on there, so Ian Kirk drops on the ball for the Leeds Rhinos. It must be a good game, 24.5 minutes. We haven't had to call on the services of Stuart Cummings tonight to discuss referees' decisions or video ref decisions, because everything's been plain sailing and above board, Stu.
It has, yes, and that's a reflection of Phil Bentham and how his team's been going tonight. The communication between them has been very good. We've had 1 penalty in the game so far, offside on the 10 metres, so he's telling the players, I want to give you some space tonight to get back with me.
Well, here's a mistake from Ablett, and this is Matty Smith. It's a golden opportunity. It's a free play, so he'll put the kick in. They'll bring him back for the original knock-on. There is Phil Bentham. He's having a fine game.
Well, the most important factors you can get from any referees to give them a good area, give them 10 metres back, ensure that both sides are being given the chance to provide some, well, you couldn't call that top-class rugby league, because you could see quite clearly that Ablett had just taken his eye off the ball. He's feeling the pressure, as he always does, Jamie Peacock.
Ablett was just about a metre behind the ball, wasn't he? He should have been up alongside it when it reached him, and a bit of a grab at it. That's why Wigan have got this possession now, just inside their own half of the field after the scrum. And McIlorum will come down the short side to Thornley. He cuts infield, but they're there in numbers, the Leeds Rhinos. McIlorum finds Green. Green then to Smith. It was quick hands. Oh, and Tompkins has knocked it on.
That's
a zero tackle.
Outstanding defence, Eddie. You saw the pre-planned plays that Wigan had. They had lots of players in 2 or 3 lines, waves of attack that they've been successful with. Wow. But Leeds got up so quickly, they closed down, they put them under pressure, turnover possession, game-changing moment potentially.
Yeah, it was great work by Joel Moon. Came in on the angle, nothing they could do about it. This is going to be pretty difficult now for Wigan too. They're trying to lift their home side because they know they're threatened from Leeds.
They are, and the threat is being led by Burrow, and now Maguire, who finds Hardacre, and here's Watkins back on the inside. He goes down, tackle number 4. They're 15 metres away from the Wigan line. Maguire again pops it up here, and it's Mitch Church who is on the field. He missed the defeat at Warrington, but returned to the 17 against the Saints last week.
It's got to be a grubber. Get it down.
Sinfield to Maguire. Maguire, oh, he's trying to get out of jail. He has done somehow. He dabs it to the in-goal area, and Tompkins will pick it up. He gets it out about 3 or 4 metres away from his line before the tacklers move in. The tacklers being Church and also Jamie Jones-Buchanan, who is having an heroic night.
Certainly is, and it was good work there by Danny Maguire. He had to dance around and give himself space to be able to get that kick in.
You know, when they won here 3 weeks ago, Eddie, they forced 4 goal line dropouts. Sean was talking about building some pressure and having some good field position. They did it successfully 3 weeks ago. They haven't done that here tonight. Territorially, they have been outplayed, and you still expect Wigan to be in it. But, as Sean has pointed out, the stats and the margin are certainly narrowing.
Well, the biggest problem for Leeds, Eddie, is the fact that they haven't made a clean break yet, and that gives you some indication how pretty keen this defence is. And that's great work.
It is a great chase by Wigan. It was an early kick in the tackle count. It came on tackle number 4, the big hoof downfield from Matty Smith. That maybe is an indication that Wigan know that Leeds are after them. And here is a penalty to the Rhinos for offside.
If you're going to jump out of the blocks, you've got to make sure you have a little bit of glance at the official. And they thought they could cheat it. But Phil Bentham was up to it. He picked him out. It wasn't just Matty Smith either. There was a couple of other Wigan players. Never made any attempt to get back under the 10. Now then, will Leeds do their normal drive towards the post and then a switch to that blind side?
Well, it's Leeds' first penalty of the match. It's only the second penalty of the match. From the first one, Wigan scored their first try. So here come the Rhinos, the champions, looking for something from that penalty. It's a forward.
That's poor play. They're pretty excited at the Wigan players, but that was very sloppy play indeed. And again, you can see that Danny Maguire is just not sucking anybody into him. It's definitely a forward pass to the second row of Jones Buchanan.
I can understand why Danny's run that play with Jamie Jones. It was poorly executed. Because they've been playing behind a little bit and letting the decoy runner go through, Wigan have been sliding off. What they wanted on that play was Wigan to slide, and Jamie Jones did a hole. So the plan was excellent. Unfortunately, the technique was very poor.
So Wigan have got it back then, and Leeds looking to force another mistake near to the Wigan line if they possibly can. This is Jack Hughes. He's the man who missed the defeat by Leeds 3 weeks ago. This is good defence again from Leeds.
Certainly is. It has been on both sides, Eddie. And that's why it's going to take something extremely good to break it down. Maybe a little run around or running on the different angles.
Matty Smith will take it to the line, will then get it away to Blake Green. He's upended by Joel Moon.
Now then, will he keep this ball down and try to get it into touch?
Well, he's gone low as Matty Smith, and it's bounced up and into the arms of Ben Jones-Bishop. And he then gives it to Zach Hardacre. Good chase from Wigan, though. Half an hour gone. They only lead by 6 points to 0. The Thornley try. The kick from Pat Richards. That's all that separates these two fine sides. Burrow with a scamper.
Boy, that was a big hit there by Don Crosby. And Ben Jones-Bishop would have felt that. That's good work there by the skipper.
Enjoy Super League full-time Monday. Last one of the season. I think Sean is on that with John Keir and Bill Arthur. You're on the telly more than a vase of flowers these days, Sean. This is...
Oh, there was a turnover. I didn't quite hear that, Eddie.
No, sorry, no, I'm just having a shot at you. It's okay. Don Crosby for Wigan.
Well, I suppose it's better a bunch of flowers than a Spanish dancer. Boy, this is tight.
You know, most props get rested. There's Peacock. I think that's his 25th tackle. Now, most of them get a rest at some point, but Peacock's still out there for 30 minutes. The unusual whether they keep him for the 40.
Oh, great ball to Liam Farrell. He has support with him. It's Hughes. That's a very important tackle by Hardacre. Blake Green. Here's Tompkins. Tompkins looking to prize a hold, prize an opening. Oh, and Harrison Hansen drops it. And Joel
moves away. He hasn't got the legs. This fella might have.
It's a free play, don't forget, and it's all got something open for Ryan Hall. But he's on his own. He's got cherry and white jerseys all over him. He did well, actually.
They're out on. Listen, Leeds are out on their feet. They didn't realise it was the open play, wasn't it?
And Jamie Jones Buchanan's lost it now.
Well, good work by Josh Charnley. That looked very dangerous, didn't it? It was a wonderful run by Ryan Hall, but what about the break from Joel Moon? Came from the problem, and there's a hard work from the winger Charnley. Well, their first break from Leeds tonight.
And it was provided by Moon and Hall, and Farrell, who made the initial break from Wigan, is now trying to get them over halfway.
And you know, when Farrell made that break, he passed that ball a little bit too early. He allowed Zach Hardacre to get the chin, but they've got a great chance. No, they've blown it.
They have. It was a wonderful pass from Tompkins that opened them up, but then the one out the back door from Golding just wasn't at the mark.
No, and always alert. Carl Ablett, the big second rower. You can see him tying the bootlaces out wide. Boy, some of these players are feeling the pinch. The pace and the hits out there, it's taking its toll. This guy will just keep going. He always does.
He might have to do 80 minutes tonight, Jamie Peacock. Kylie Luluwai's back on. Jamie Jones Buchanan has been taken off. Here, meanwhile, is Mitch Achurch. Jamie Peacock, one of the 3 nominees for Man of Steel 2013. Burrow was clattered by Hughes after he kicked it. The referee saw nothing wrong with it.
Good take there, again under pressure by Josh Charnley, but Ryan Hall was very, very clever. Made sure he didn't make contact before he took that ball in the air.
Hold! Goal 2.
Well, you can see, you don't need to be Einstein to work it out that all these players are completely exhausted.
They are. Wigan should be fresher. They've had the week off. Of course, if Leeds do lose tonight, Jamie Peacock, one of the nominees for the Man of Steel, won't be playing in the grand final. Danny Brough is one of the others. He won't be playing in the grand final, and I would wager that Sean O'Loughlin, the other, wouldn't be playing in the grand final because he is still in a boot. We saw him earlier on today as well. His spirits are high, but I'm afraid he's out injured, and that must be also a worry, I would think, for Steve McNamara. So Leeds, look, they will not let this title go without a fight, and that's what they're in tonight.
Well, we're seeing there that the skipper Kevin Sinfield has gone into.
Look at this from Peacock.
He's unbelievable.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to make the point that Sinfield is doing a lot of dummy half work. You know, I think it would be better if Brian McDermott says to Danny Maguire, you go in there and put the little fella Rob Barrow as first receiver. Ask a few more questions to this Wigan defence.
Jamie Peacock is absolutely exhausted and will come off the field. Meanwhile, here's Burrow, and he goes down on tackle number 5. Peacock takes a well-earned rest on the sideline as Hardacre sees a gap and goes for it. Oh, they cough the ball up, and here goes Pat Richards. Here goes Pat Richards. Lulai misses it. Kirk gets him though. That's a great clever tackle by Kirk.
Unbelievable. The big second rower got back.
But Leeds are stretched, and here comes Tompkins.
Oh, he's gone the wrong way. He really should have gone out wide. Leeds were empty over there on that right-hand way. Now they've got themselves into some position.
And Smith's ball out wide to Goulding. And Rob Burrow just lay down and grabbed hold of the ankle. Here is Charnley. Charnley weaving. Can't get through them. That's 4 tackles gone. Remember, this all began with Richards' dash from the other end of the field.
Problem with Charnley, he's down.
This is Tompkins, they've got the man on the overlap here. Thornley gets it out to Richards. Oh, and Callum Watkins, I feel sorry for him. I think he's on one leg at the moment. Thornley to Blake Green. He'll slide the kick in, and that's far too deep.
Yeah,
Leeds survive.
Yeah, and he'll be bitterly disappointed with that. He knew it was too hard. Back on the inside, trying to get it away. Richards, we know he's not the fastest winger. He's one of the great goal kickers, that's for sure. But what about the tackle from Kirk?
Tell you something, this is a great game of rugby league.
Do you know, Sean, it reminds me of last Friday night. We've been treated. Last Friday was an absolute belter. 11-10 that ended up. And it started in a very similar way. The building blocks to that game had all the identical hallmarks of what we're seeing here today. End-to-end, but survival and defensive effort and commitment to keep the team in the challenge. It was 4-0, in fact, last Friday night at half-time. 4-0 to Leeds, so they're 6 points behind, but it's very similar, and he was sensational in his first effort.
It's been absolutely brilliant, and it just shows you again that you don't have to have a lot of scoring in a game, a lot of tries to make it entertaining. This is what rugby league is all about. This is one of the greatest advertisements you'll see, so far anyway, in this first half.
And I must say that, Sean, I reckon that those players over at Warrington will be watching this game with interest, because they can see that both sides are running themselves to a near standstill.
Well, they'll be thinking Golden Point, and Golden Point can run till Tuesday as far as they're concerned.
And the kick from Matty Smith was inside the 40, but the angle was all wrong. It's not a bad kick, though. Hardacre has played at it 3 metres from his line and will run it back. And here come the Wigan chasers. Mossop, after Smith led the way. He's finished off by Liam Farrell. Burrow. Now Ben Jones-Bishop.
It's a matter of mentally thinking now. Come on, keep concentration. Just one lapse could come up with the error. Give the opposition good field position to take advantage.
2 minutes from half-time. Ryan Bailey for the Rhinos. McIlorum first to him. And Sinfield is waiting. Burrow and Ablett. And they go wide to Ryan Hall. And then Hall comes infield to Joel Moon. Big collision with Liam Farrell.
It's got to be a high one. Get the bomb up. No, he's gone for the blind side. Get the bomb up.
Well, Sinfield kicks it crossfield for Ben Jones-Bishop. Ben Jones-Bishop hacks it forward. Inventive. And Sinfield was chasing. Tompkins eluded him. Tompkins eluded another. Gets away from Maguire. In the end, he's halted 23 metres away from his own line. It's tremendous stuff, this.
Yeah, but that 20 metres forward can mean so much to this Wigan outfit. That was a wonderful jinking run from this fella, Sam Tompkins.
Harris and Hansen. Well, the players at both sides will be delighted when the half-time siren goes. They'll get in the dressing rooms. They'll be able to have a breather. They'll have a word of encouragement from the coaches, and they'll come out for the second half, knowing that Old Trafford is beckoning.
Outside.
That's out on the
That's out on the field from Matty Smith. You're right.
Oh, that's a big error.
Well, Leeds will get a couple of plays. Look at that. Just hits the whitewash, and that's good enough to be out on the full, of course. Now they might just get it. Stops the clock. Yeah, 23 seconds, Steve-o.
It's going to be interesting where Sam Tompkins positions himself. At the moment, he's doing his shoelaces up, or his bootlaces. Now, this is an opportunity. Remember, there's not many seconds remaining. This is a great advantage. Normally, and he is coming up into the line, this surely has to be a kick from Maguire into this corner.
Well, he'll pack into the scrum. He'll pack in at loose forward like most fullbacks do now. He'll break quick. He'll break quick and go straight back for the kick.
That's exactly what he's done. And here is Maguire, tackled by Blake Green. They've still got 15 seconds remaining in this first half of the Leeds Rhinos.
Well, that surprised me. They didn't kick straight away.
Well, Sinfield has dabbed it through. Hardacre is after this, but Matty Smith to the rescue for Wigan. Hardacre gets to him and collars him, and that will do for the first half. And what a first half it's been. 6-0 to the Wigan Warriors, that's all. The try from Thornley, the conversion from Pat Richards. We've seen a couple of flashes from Tompkins. We've seen brilliant defence from the Leeds Rhinos. And we have been entertained with a real nail-biter of a semi-final. Sam Tompkins and Phil Bentham, the referee, just having a discussion maybe about a technical point or two. But what a first half, what a battle royal. We expected every minute of it, and that's exactly what we've got. Wigan are ahead by 6 points to 0.
Sky Bet sponsors Sky Sports coverage of the Super League.
The Champions League is just special. It's the best players, the best teams.
You want to be competing against them. You want to see if you're as good as them.
You can see it in the players' faces. You know something special is going to happen.
Perfection from Yaya Toure.
Arsenal, Chelsea, Man United and Man City in the UEFA Champions League. Tuesday and Wednesday, live only on Sky Sports.
Can you feel that? When both teams score, it's goals galore. Pick 3 correct games and turn a tenner into £55. Pick 5 games and pocket 170. If you love football, you'll love a bit of Betfred. Sign up now for a no-deposit £10 free bet.
Here I am. Unexpected bill. Looks like your boiler's on the beat, love.
When you get surprised by an unexpected bill, fight back with buybacks at Cash Converters. Bring in an item and swap it for cash. Sort out that bill. Buy back your stuff when you can afford it. Cash Converters, fighting back against unexpected bills. Visit us in store or online.
On Blu-ray and DVD, after Survival, the battle begins. The Walking Dead, the complete 3rd season. Buy it Monday.
No! He's here.
Come on.
Hands are on the grid.
Have you got your lunchbox?
Yes. Slippers!
Because we insure millions of school runs worldwide, we know just how the morning can feel. Allianz. Insurance from A to Z.
Just when you thought it was over, one final ticket, one final chance to leave a man come back a hero. Buy any Lynx Apollo pack and register it online for your chance to go to space. Buy it. It's out there.
It's not a mad world. It's not
The best revenge thriller in years.
They killed my family!
Dead Man Down on DVD and Blu-ray now.
It's a new dawn for Lotto. The new game launches next Saturday, the 5th of October. Don't miss it. New Lotto. Not just game-changing, life-changing.
Sky Bet sponsors Sky Sports coverage of the Super League.
Well, we are 40 minutes away from the grand final, and knowing the lineup, maybe a little bit more collected, maybe. Well, he's got casualty, hasn't he, in that dressing room. The Leeds players looked like they were running on empty in that first half, but they're still in this, the champions. What a defence of the title this has been, John.
So far, so good for Leeds, but I know they did get the better of the opening exchange as well, punishing defence, and the first real chance of the game fell to them, to Ben Jones-Bishop, after great work by Callum Watkins there, who did Thornley on the outside. Thornley back to immediately make amends to provide enough pressure to stop Ben Jones-Bishop from scoring. Sam Tompkins, though, here provides the key contribution to their try. He has to pick the right pass there. He has a quarter of a second to do it. If it hit Thornley, he was tackled. It hit Richards, who was back on the inside to find Thornley for that first try. We spoke of Green and Smith overcooking these kicks in commentary. I think this is an element of game plan. The ball does go out the back and dead, yes, but each of these forwards now have to get behind this line to start the set. Twice in the opening 20 minutes we saw that, and I certainly think it worked for them. Leeds' defence stepped up a gear, though. This is typical of what was happening in the 20 to 30 minute mark. Peacock and Buchanan leading the line there. Unfortunately for Rhinos fans, their attacking play not up to the same level. Maguire's needless forward pass to Buchanan coming a couple of minutes before that. Sinfield and Achurch misfiring. They were still misfiring in attack as we got close to the break, and it took a monumental effort from Ian Kirk to get back to a runaway Pat Richards after Hardacre ran himself down a cul-de-sac on the last tackle. So we remain at 6-0 at half-time then. Leeds have played really poorly at times in that first half, and yet it is testament to their resilience in defence that they only go down at 6-0, one score down. That said, I don't often say this at half-time, and nobody would normally say this at half-time. My feeling is they need to be the first on the scoreboard in this second 40 minutes. If they don't, I think the game is done. And it is only now, and I think the reason is only now, that we see the toll that's taken, that victory over St Helens last week on this Leeds Rhinos team. Back to you, Eddie.
Leeds have played pretty poorly, the words of John Wells. Bit harsh, Phil Clark.
Well, they haven't had a lot of the ball, and, you know, possession in rugby league is far more important than it is in football. You can see Wigan's play the balls. That's a massive amount. All season, 65 or 70 would be how many you expect at half-time. Most of it in the middle of the field, in their own half of the field. Turning it over and looking at the Leeds, well, with very few tries, it's not expected to see a high number of play the balls, 82, but that's 18 less. That's a significant amount of tackling they've had to do in excess of their opponents. The story of the first half, well, it did go set for set, and as Wigan have done for several years here now, they start games particularly well. Look at the amount of possession they had, how well they used it, and they did manage to convert that in the first try. Leeds have made more handling errors, and as a result have a lower completion rate. You see the amount of possession has gone on pretty low. And the performance gauge, well, this sort of summarises the stats and usually gives us an indication. You'd expect, after the hundreds of rugby league games we have and analyse the numbers on, for Wigan to be ahead by 10 points. The fact that they're not is, I guess, testimony to the defence that Leeds have put in. They know there is no tomorrow if they're not capable of winning here today.
Yeah, and 6 points is nothing, is it? I mean, you know, I know that the Leeds petrol gauge will be flickering down on empty. There'll be a green light, but we've got to get something into the tank here, Leeds, haven't they?
Well, they get 15 minutes to do that, don't they? And I think that Leeds' success in recent years has been based on some individual brilliance. At moments, Maguire, Burrow, Ryan Hall, those types of players provide a try from absolutely nothing, and Leeds need one of those tonight. But the other thing that I sit here wondering is that these two sides make a sporting contest an unforgettable memory, and I hope that the second half is going to be as good as what we've just seen for the first.
Well, it has. It's been breathtaking, the first half, no doubt about that. You just wonder why there are obviously bodies in the Leeds ranks that aren't quite up to scratch at the moment. Kevin Sinfield is going in at dummy half. Would you have him standing a bit wider? Would you I mean, they're all saying that Danny Maguire is not 100% fit. Would you put him in there? Because Burrow's fizzing about all over the place. Would you have Sinfield operating alongside him?
Well, Leeds have been successful by rotating those three players, and the interchangeability has made it hard for opponents to defend against that. You're not sure who's going to be in which position, and I guess they'll continue with that the second 40. But they do need here now to really dig themselves out of a hole, because Wigan did look to be the stronger side in that first 40.
Yeah, they look to be strong, and well, they look like they are ready for the second half, having had the words of Sean Wayne in their ears. The physios working tirelessly. Joe Moon being patched up there in the Leeds dressing room. Well, it's a big 40 minutes on the way. Bravery, commitment, skill, courage, it'll all be on show. And one of these two sides will be on the way to Old Trafford to face Warrington next Saturday.
Sky Bet sponsors Sky Sports coverage of the Super League.
Spend some quality time with your favourite classic Disney movies. Why, that's us! Including The Jungle Book, available on demand for the first time ever.
Man, that's what I call a swinging party.
Someone like me. The Jungle Book, part of Disney Classics Day, available from Sunday on Sky Movies Disney.
Will you unwrap chocolate or will you unwrap gold? Unwrap gold, and you could win your Cadbury bar in real gold.
Two men. One passion.
I've got a funny feeling about Chelsea for the league.
Really? Man United for me. Your stripes.
Two completely and utterly opposing opinions.
Yeah. No.
One all heart, the other all head. Gut instinct versus hard facts. Out on mobile and tablets. StanJames.com.
S'il vous plaît, une Stellar, toi.
Sorry for the delay, ladies and gentlemen. We're just waiting for one more person and then we'll be on our way.
I just picked up a double cheeseburger for $1.49.
The £1.49 double cheeseburger from the McDonald's Saver menu. Can't argue with that.
It's not unusual to be mad with anyone. It's not unusual to be sad with anyone. But if I ever find that you've changed at any time, you find that I'm in love with you.
Sky Bet sponsors Sky Sports coverage of the Super League.
It's a Super League semi-final Friday, and well, Backchatter's run its course, Boots and All has run its course, Super League full-time. It's the final full-time of the season, Monday night at 6 on Sky Sports 3. Every try from these two games, these two great games in the playoffs, 6 o'clock on Monday. And of course we are building up to next Saturday, the grand final itself. Warrington are there, their feet up. They're watching the TV tonight, watching Wigan and Leeds battle it out to be there with them. 5 o'clock next Saturday, Sky Sports 2, and in 3D as well. 6-0 half-time, Wigan lead. They are halfway there. But Steve-O, looks like there's a couple of Rod Studd's Hawaiian shirts, maybe 3 of them in the crowd tonight. I'm sorry to mention Rod to you, Steve-O. I know you've had enough of him this season, but for Leeds Rhinos, this is do or die now.
It's time that Brian McDermott has to ensure he's got to throw the dice now. He's got to try to throw the double six. And that means perhaps throwing on the youngster Liam Sutcliffe, giving him the authority and saying, look, play out of your skin, youngster. And he knows, and Brian McDermott knows, that maybe he needs someone to ask the questions on this Wigan defence. I've mentioned it time and time again, Danny Maguire as first receiver. I'd shove him into the dummy half position, which has been taken by Kevin Sinfield. And I'd have Sinfield and Rob Burrow interchanging as first receiver. They've got to ask the question.
Well, that's your view. I wonder what the views of the coaches in the dressing rooms at half-time. Rod?
Well, Eddie, you don't have to tell Brian McDermott and Sean Wayne that was the most important team talk they've had to give all season. Sean Wayne trying to stoke them up, as you saw, trying to get them to start fast in this second half, make sure they build on this 6-0 lead, which is a flimsy lead, no question about that. And Wigan, no problems injury-wise. Brian McDermott hoping Leeds can just stay in it as long as possible. 6-0 is not insurmountable. They know how to win these big playoff games. Their main worry, of course, is Callum Watkins, who is still battling on with that knee injury, but how long he can keep out there for, Eddie, I don't know. I don't think it'll be too long before he may have to throw the towel, and he really is battling bravely out there, Watkins.
Yeah, there's a few of them, and Carl Ablett is the latest. That kick downfield from him, and he's just been talked to by the physio. Sean Wayne, meanwhile, takes another swig of the magic water, and he's prowling around about 30 metres away from us up here on the TV gantry.
And Sean Wayne knows that he uses the big fellas, the likes of Taylor, Crosby, Dutson and Mossop. He'll interchange those, he'll just drive them straight through. They've got the physique for it. Got to get the field position and then leave it to the halfbacks, Green and Smith. Maybe we see the twinkling toes of Sam Tompkins late in this game.
Well, here's a high hanger that's coming out this way, looking for Josh Charnley. But it only found Ryan Hall, solid as a rock underneath those.
Now that surprised me that they've actually gone towards Ryan Hall's wing. We know there's a problem with Callum Watkins, and they really should have been pinpointing up on that left-hand side rather than coming on that right. Watkins is not right.
Oh no, he hasn't been really from the first minute, and he's over on the far side. He's pretty isolated as well, and he's not walking terribly cleanly.
And that's why it surprised me, Eddie, that they went for Ryan Hall's wing. Expect
the unexpected. And maybe here is a moment of unexpected. This is Mitch Church. That is on his top. Now they come forward with Sinfield and Maguire. Maguire down the line. Well, Callum Watkins is never going to get that.
That was almost un-Leeds-like, though. For a player to make a break like Church, not one of the Rhinos to be in support, that is unusual for a side who pride themselves on brilliant support play.
I think they're out on their feet.
I think you're right, mate. The first half must have taken so much out of both sides.
We knew that Leeds is going into this game with quite a few of their players needled up, injured. It's been a brave effort. It's still only 6-0.
Two fresh faces on the bench. Clarkson and Sutcliffe not yet used. The kick into open space. And Hardacre gets to it. Wigan rather move up in a crooked line, but they get there nonetheless.
Well, we're going to just trying to apply the blowtorch now. I reckon Sean Wayne said to him, look, go out and just give absolutely everything for 10 minutes, and you might find that the back end of the game is yours. Because a side like Leeds, they just don't go away. They don't give in. They don't know how to. They will not surrender at all. They'll hang in and hang in for as long as they can. If Wigan can maintain an intensity, something will happen eventually. Somebody will crack.
But does it surprise you, Sean, that McDermott has not even gone towards the likes of Sutcliffe?
Yeah, it does a little bit. I think when you have to do a lot of defence, you tend to rotate your foreman on the bench, and when you've got a side that's so tired, obviously out of some petrol here, you know, it has surprised me, Steve-O. But look, he's the coach. He's got a plan. Maybe it'll work for him.
Oh, here goes Ablett, and he's got Moon, and he's got Burrow. Ablett up the middle, gives it to Moon, and Moon for it. This team of champions won't lie down. This is unbelievable. With the run up the middle, first blood second half to McDermott's Leeds. They're back in this. They are back in this. season. A try last week in the narrow squeak against St Helens. A try here in the win in round 27. A try here in this playoff semi.
Well, they've been so confident, haven't they, in their defence? But I'm afraid it was Harrison Hansen that really got him. And what about the switch from Moon? Came from the right to the left, on the angle. Ablett, how many times has he saved the Rhinos? Time and time again. The last few weeks, he has been immense. Look how they're talking to each other. Pulls him through, he sucks in Sam Tompkins, and Moon has made a game of it. And the Leeds fans, they haven't had much to shout about tonight. But you won't keep them quiet for quite some time. And surely, Kevin Sinfield, the man with the best average when it comes to goal kicking, will add the extra 2 points.
And the scores will be level. And whatever it is at Leeds, 6-4, 6 all to come. If you could bottle it, you would be a millionaire. They never know when they are beaten, this lot. And Sinfield adds the extras. It's level pegging in the semi-final. Wigan 6, Leeds 6.
Well, Wigan had most of the ball in the first half, and the second half started with Leeds having their hands on it. And boy, have they got some players who can do something. He is in fantastic form at present. You know, Harrison Hansen's put 3 great hits in the first 3 minutes, but I don't know whether it's drained him because he's spun away from that tackle, and Ablett did remarkably well because Tompkins had backed off. He made life difficult, but the combination in intelligence between Moon and Ablett has given them 6 points.
It's no secret, Eddie. I'll tell you exactly what it is with the Leeds Rhinos. It's defending champions is what it is, and there's many players on the Leeds Rhinos team who have won more than one grand final. So what we spoke about in the pre-match show is the fact that they don't go away because they've been there, they've done it, they know what it takes to win playoff games, they know what it takes to get to Old Trafford, and probably more importantly, they know what it takes to win at Old Trafford.
Well, 9 of this Leeds team have played 20 or more playoff matches each. That's the amount of experience that Leeds can call on in situations like this. And it's the fact that it's 6 all. It's remarkable.
Yeah,
there are players who are just walking wounded out there. Tompkins allows it to run dead. He won't have to worry about the Leeds boos in his ears for the next 3 years at least when he heads off to New Zealand. But he might have to worry about a few hairy Australians who won't be too impressed with him.
He'll get plenty of booze down under that, is for sure, but he's a brilliant player. I think he'll handle it all down there as a tough cookie. Now then, can Wigan respond?
Well, that's the question now. That really is the question.
Well, it's the real first breakdown that we've seen in this Wigan defence. It's been ever so solid.
Here comes Blake Green. And H.H. got to him.
Good tackle as well.
There's a little bit of a push on the floor there by Maguire. And Blake Green is hurt.
Well, they're having a great old go at Danny Maguire.
He's got his arm.
Yeah, that looked as though he was going for a chicken wing.
What do you think, Stuart, when you see that now?
Well, he's got to take it beyond its normal range, so he's using his arm as a lever to push him over, but does it go beyond his normal range? That's what the match officials have got to decide.
He's just crossed his arms above his head as Phil Bentham, it's on report.
But he hasn't penalised it, so he's not convinced. So, you know, he's covering his own back, which is fair enough, but they didn't give the penalty away, which I think is probably about right.
So someone else will look at that, but you're right, he didn't. I'm trying to work out the medical term, but he didn't elongate the angle, did he? Is that right? Something like that, anyway.
Hyperextend, maybe?
Pardon, hyperextend, that's it, Phil. You're the scientist. Yeah, that's right. Hyperextension.
Well, I think it looked like it was going to get that when he started, but I think he realised and he ensured that he bent his arm slightly. Either way, they have possession. And for the first time tonight, you can hear those fans, the loyal Rhino fans. And it looks as though he's had a poke in the eye, Ryan Hall. He has a big problem there. He won't be able to see out of that left eye, I think.
Yes, he's in a bit of pain there. He's being tended to. Here is Ablett, meanwhile.
What a hero this fella has been, Carl Ablett. Yep. swinging arm.
Just a stray fingertip from Michael McAlorum.
Yeah, it wasn't intended. Well, they're trying to get it right, aren't they? But I'm afraid they've just out of zone. Well, he'll be blurred for quite some time. They'll be hoping that he can regain that good side.
Referee spot on. Harrison Hansen was loitering back into the line across the 20-metre mark. They have to take it now.
Tapped it. And that doesn't surprise me, Eddie, that they are loitering, because they are really just before half-time. You could see both sides saying, "Oh, blow that hooter, please, give us a rest."
Well, they won't be saying it now. I wonder if we will have the first ever golden point. We're a long, long way away from that. Of course, if that happens, it will be a delight for Warrington, because if you notice the 19-man squad last night, 1-19, each and every one of their first choice 19 on their register, fit as fiddles, and they're through to Old Trafford. They've got the extra day, they've got 24 hours extra to prepare, and either of these two sides will be there to meet them. That's not the best. Charnley holds on to the ball under pressure from Hall.
This will be the last. They'll apply the pressure with Leeds. Smith has got it.
It's a kick from Matty Smith. Goes in between Watkins, Ben Jones-Bishop rather, and Hardacre. And Ben Jones-Bishop runs it forward. Solid stuff from Wigan. Hansen and Hughes.
And it's what we're seeing nearly all night, isn't it? Simple as that. But I've still got to pose the question that Wigan, why are they not, when they are in position, when they are not putting the pressure on Callum Watkins? He's out there on that right wing. He can hardly walk.
Well, to follow that up, and Ajax does remarkably well. They've lost possession here.
Well, this could be interesting, because it's gone out wide to Ben Flower. Maybe that's why they don't go at Callum Watkins, because even on one leg he's not a bad defender. But here come Wigan now with Green. He finds Lee Mossop. Mossop drives it in, gets it as far as Lulawai. McAlorum to Green. Green then to Hansen. Hansen goes down. That's tackle number 2. Peacock waiting to return on the side as Smith gives it to Scott Taylor, and Taylor is spun to the ground 6 metres away from the Leeds posts. McAlorum looking right, going left. He finds Smith. Smith then to Green. Green then finds Leeds. He's not given it yet though, Phil Bedford. He just wants to check the grounding. I don't think there's too much wrong with this, Stuart, do you?
Well, it didn't look like it from up here, but I've been caught out by that before, so we'll wait to see what the cameras show us.
Well, it seems to get it down okay. There's nothing wrong there.
No, the ball's on the ground there. The ball's on the ground, that's a try.
Well, we posed the question about why they didn't put the pressure on Callum Watkins, and they did.
Hamlin tries his damnedest.
Yeah, but
can't prevent anything though.
He has not succeeded. This will come up TRY, and the Warriors, they take the lead again.
Well, it was a substitute was Liam Farrell in the 2010 Grand Final win against St Helens. His 11th playoff appearance in all, tries in 5 of them now. He hasn't scored a try since May, but this is the dozen.
Yeah, it was an impossible offload. Richards put them in a good position, but keep your eye out there for poor old Callum Watkins. Look at that. He came round out of the line. He took a gamble, hoping that perhaps he could push them away. But it was just a simple dummy, and he was left in no man's land, Callum Watkins. And the dummy from Blake Green, and then the final pass to this man. We said it could come down to an error, and it has. They've taken full advantage of Wigan.
And Pat Richards here to try and add the extras, which of course he does. And Wigan are ahead by 12 points to 6.
Well, you said that coaches have to take a gamble with some of the decisions, and Leeds have done one here. They've played this game with 15 players so far, and Watkins is the man who we all suspect is injured. Now, for the first time, Chris Clarkson is going to enter the field. They've still got Sutcliffe on the bench who hasn't played, but Watkins stays out there, and Clarkson replaces Lulawai.
Yes, Watkins is still out there. I mean, we have only got the evidence of what we are watching. Obviously, the Leeds coaching staff have got the evidence of of a lot more, of medical evidence, of medical opinion.
Well, you can see that they pushed him a little bit shorter into the defensive line.
Sean, I think consecutive tries wins you this game.
Yeah, absolutely. I think if Wigan can score next, then they've got to be firm favourites.
40-20, 40-20 here for Wigan.
He's not going to get it.
It's not going to get there. Ben Jones-Bishop's quick enough, but the chase is brilliant.
Well, they're going to lift now. They're going to raise intensity, Wigan. They're going to ask Leeds some questions. Now, the last time they did that, Leeds went and scored because there was a missed tackle, I think, from Harrison Hansen and possibly Darryl Goulding as well, and Joel Moon scored a terrific try. 4
Leeds players still the wrong side of the play the ball then. Ablett, Watkins was 2 of them.
Yeah, and Eddie, they weren't even ambling, they were walking.
Bailey was the other.
They're out of it.
Well, Jamie Peacock
he'll respond.
Has returned to the fray. Here is Sinfield. Half break finds Burrow.
Bruce by Mossop. Good hit as well.
Last tackle here coming up for the Rhinos. Maguire thumps it downfield, but straight to Tompkins.
Not what the doctor ordered.
Sinfield and Maguire gets to him.
It's no panic football now from Wigan. They'll just keep trundling forwards. They've got the big boys out there. That's good work by the winger, taking a bit of responsibility, bit of a workload away from what's going to be a very, very tough final quarter.
Sensational defence from Moon. Here is Smith. This is Scott Taylor. This will be tackle number 5. Down he goes eventually.
Surely they'll go out there to the left-hand side, and they are.
That's where they're going, but Ben Jones-Bishop is the man underneath this, and he claims it well.
Brilliant.
And off he goes.
Brilliant stuff. Now watch when Ben Jones-Bishop gets it. Oh, dearie me. I think he's got to replace him. I don't think he's got any option now. It's just not right.
It's a major dilemma, Brian McDermott.
Of course he has. He's had such a wonderful season, this fella, Callum Watkins. But sometimes when you're injured, you just can't get through it. He's enduring to keep him out there, which is surprising.
Amazingly, there's only 2 Rhinos players made more tackles than him. I guess that's one of the reasons. He must trust him in defence, even though they've come up with that error. And Wigan sense here a chance in the next 60 seconds to book their place at Manchester next Saturday.
Well, 56 minutes coming up on the clock as Taylor takes it forward for Wigan. That's a great run from the big fella. Just kept going with 3 of them hanging off him. McIlorum goes into centre field, will find Smith, he will find Blake Green. This is Sam Tompkins, and they get to him, and Watkins is one of the 2 that gets to him. Now Blake Green again. Green then gives it to Taylor once more.
Well, Watkins is playing in a loose forward role. He's not in the centres. They've brought him in.
Here's Blake Green. Down he goes. That's tackle number 5. Last one on its way here for Wigan. It comes back to Matty Smith. Oh, the knock on. Play on. Darryl Goulding. Darryl Goulding could just have maybe sealed Wigan's place in the grand final. Have Leeds got it in them to come back from this? Goulding with the try, only just back in the side himself after injury, Darryl Goulding, and that, by the way, was his 70th try for Wigan.
There's the error from the injured Callum Watkins. And the kick from it just Ablett tried his damnedest. It pops up for Goulding. And Wigan surely now must sense that they are about to go on a week on Saturday and take on the Warrington Wolves. It looks pretty much like the Warriors versus the Wolves at this point in time. But the resolution and the ability for Leeds time and time again to come back. But they do look absolutely spent.
Well, the Wigan supporters think that they are going to be back here in the morning to snap up the tickets for Old Trafford. Richards. It will be, by the looks of it, but we're discounting the champions here. It'll be like a glorious farewell to this ground for Richards, Tompkins and Mossop. Richards has the extras. Leeds have got to score 3 times. 2 for a draw, and to take us to golden point.
Well, 2 errors, unfortunately, from the Leeds Rhinos in the second half and 2 tries. And we've got this expression, haven't we, as coaches? We've often used it. An error doesn't have to cost you, but invariably it does. I feel really sorry for Carl Ablett. I think he's had a super game. But unfortunately, he was in a position he had to play at the ball. He couldn't allow that to roll through. It's instinct anyway to play at a ball. And it's just one of those things that happens. But it's going to be interesting now. 21 minutes left on the clock. What have Leeds got left? Because they're going to have to chance their arm now.
History beckons Wigan. No team has ever won a grand final or even got to Old Trafford from 4th in the table.
But how important is that man on the wing, Eddie? Pat Richards, those 3 goals, all from wide out, has made all the difference.
Blake Green pumps the ball downfield, and Ben Jones-Bishop will have to run it back and look at the chase, and there are 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 Leeds players the wrong side of the ball at the moment.
And they were a wrong side of the ball as Leeds played out there on that right-hand side. It has been a marvellous effort by this Rhinos outfit, and when they squared it after that break from Ablett that put Moon in for the try to square it at 6-all, it looked as though they were on for another special game, but I think it's a bridge too far, Eddie.
Well, with fellas like Burrow and Sinfield, Maguire and Ryan Hall out there, you never know. And Rob Burrow has got the ball away to John Moon. And Moon will try and turn Tompkins, and he does turn Tompkins. Moon for the corner. Oh, brilliant defence from Hansen. Absolutely brilliant from Hansen.
Not only that, he's dislodged the ball. It looked for all the world at Joel Moon. He turned Sam Tompkins inside out. But the big second rower, Harrison Hansen, came to the rescue. It was tremendous from the little fella, Rob Burrow. Look how he just sits up Sam Tompkins. Back on the inside. He's gone. Until this fella comes away and knocks the ball out. It should be head and feed to Leeds. They've still got an opportunity. Surely that's head and feed.
Well, it's a question here, Stuart, can anyone advise Phil Bentham in his ear?
Well, I'm sure the video referee will have a look at that. You know, what we want is the right decision at the end of the day.
It's
that ball's gone out from Wigan. It should be Leeds head and feed at the scrum.
Yep,
It isn't.
Well, he's got that wrong. The golden opportunity for Leeds to get something out of that break from Moon.
What have they ruled there, Stuart? Loose carry?
Well, he must have ruled loose carry, but you know, you've got to bear in mind as well, he's quite a way behind play, so you know, he wouldn't have a good view. He could have checked it, but it has to come from the field. It has to be field-led for the video referee to ask the video referee.
Stuart, in a tense game like this, when it's in the balance, surely the official should go upstairs and say, I need some help. That's what we've got the technology there for.
Well, you've got to know that you need help anyway. You know, if it's from his view, if he thinks that it's clearly been lost, then he's not going to know to go upstairs.
Yeah, why should he ask if he's convinced in his own mind? And we all remember what happened in the past with video referees having words in the ears of referees on the field. They've got it wrong.
Should I just play devil's advocate for 1 second here and just ask Stuart very quickly, is it not possible, though, that Harrison Hansen was attempting to make a tackle? If he's attempting to make a tackle and the ball comes out, I mean, do we really know that he's playing at that ball?
Well, it doesn't matter whether he's played at the ball, he's still taking the ball into touch. It wouldn't count as a knock-on, but he's responsible for that ball going into touch.
Well, it's academic now, and Hansen to the rescue for Wigan. And Leeds, well, they seem to have grown another leg as a result of that break, because they were brilliant defensively from the scrum, and here they are now with Maguire and Hardaker. Away from Dudson. There's 3 men out wide, but one of them is Watkins. He's got it. And Watkins goes down in the tackle, and we have a penalty here.
It's a late hit by Dudson on Maguire.
Well, that is silly there by Dutson. You're leading 18 points to 6. They're struggling to get anywhere with it, the opposition, and now he gives them an opportunity. Tried his damnedest at Watkins to offload, and you can see there Dutson took out Danny Maguire.
Yeah, he got it right in the back, did Maguire.
And he didn't need to do that. He won't get a pat on the back from his coach, Sean Wade, that's for sure.
Well, Leeds coming forward with Maguire, and it comes to Sinfield, and here is Hardacre. And Hardacre tries to duck under the challenges. He was looking for a penalty there.
Surrender to.
This is Sinfield. Sinfield pops it up to Peacock. People like Sinfield, Peacock, Burrow, Maguire, you can't write them off. We almost wrote them off with 20 minutes to go. You can't. Hardacre slides the kick in. Watkins is after it. They're going to get a repeat set.
Yeah, not a bad little option there by Danny Maguire.
Maybe that's why Watkins is still out there. Maybe we are misreading this completely. And well, Phil, you mentioned his defence.
Well, we'll wait and see. I mean, he went through a period where Brian McDermott brought him in and played him as a loose forward. He was just off the play the ball area, that the ruck. It's a wonderful effort from this guy.
He scored a great solo try here 3 weeks ago. He grubbing it through for himself, regathered and scored close to the line. They need a moment of brilliance from one of the players. Burrow looks the most likely, but we're not sure whether he's going to be behind the play of the ball or scooting out wide. But as the Wigan forwards tire, if that's possible, then maybe he's a danger player. Logan Tompkins on in the match there now for his first tackle, 60-odd minutes into the game.
Sinfield is there, and here comes Peacock, the likes of Peacock and Luluai. What warriors these two are.
Certainly are. Peacock looking for his 11th grand final.
Burrow bumps and barges out of a couple of challenges, and Burrow! They get to him eventually. Charnley and Tompkins bring him down. Here is Sinfield. He goes into centre field. Oh! Hardacre went for it with one hand, flicked it forward, knocked it back. Chance is gone.
To be fair to
look at Tompkins. Great pressure, he says.
To be fair, it wasn't a good pass because it looked as though Sinfield was looking to try to give the ball to Maguire, and it just came at the last moment for Hardacre. Sean Wayne even at 18-6 up.
Well, he's telling Easton Harris to pass on the message. I don't know what the message is.
Tackle your life. Tackle for your life. That's the message.
Keep calm. Keep calm.
How can you keep calm in this atmosphere?
Exactly. 16 minutes away from Old Trafford, leading by 12 points. The gates of the car park swinging open, and there is all the detail that you require for the grand final next Saturday. Phone number, website, superleague.co.uk. It's at Manchester next Saturday, 6 o'clock. The clock is ticking.
Basic rugby league football by the Cherry and Whites, and they know it. Trundle it through. They don't need silly passes. They don't need to chase the game. It's Leeds that have to do that. Get the kick right.
That's what Matty Smith tries to do, but it's into the arms of Ben Jones-Bishop. But the Wigan chase is good. It really is. They only make 5-10 metres before they are on them.
And it wasn't the best pass either to the fullback Hardacre.
I think Leeds' best chance then is to try and find some offloads, which is very difficult with the number of players that we're going to put into the tackle. But when they've been at the best and when they do score tries, offloads after collision tend to be what set them up for Burrow, Maguire, those types of players on that second phase running.
Sinfield to Peacock, to Maguire, and here is Achurch. What do the stats tell us, Phil? Am I wrong in reading, just by looking at it, that Leeds have had more of the ball this half, but Wigan have scored the 2 tries?
One thing we do know is that, most of the time, the teams that makes the most breaks win the game, and at the moment the breaks are 8-5 in favour of Wigan. They need to somehow find some line breakers, and that's why I'm suggesting perhaps some offloads in second phase play could be the chance, but it is difficult with this intensity.
First move. Go.
Matty Smith. Here goes Charnley.
Well, there was an example of where you're lacking in energy. Kevin Sinfield throws a ball up from about 35 metres out. Sam Tompkins can stand and catch that without any pressure whatsoever and still make another 10-15 metres back. That shows you're tired, that shows you fatigue. Leeds need to get more football. It's the only way they're going to threaten the Wigan Warriors here. They're going to struggle to hang on and defend.
And that's why they're utilising the forwards down the middle of the field. They know that Matt Smith's got the kicking ability.
Oh, this has got some hang time on it. Matt Smith put everyone on side. He did his best to try and put Ryan Hall off.
What a take. Oh, heavy traffic all around him. Took it cleanly. Well, we talk about the ability of Rob Burrow. He can come underneath. Not many opportunities for Ryan Hall.
Liam Sutcliffe is coming on. He's up the touchline here and waiting to be introduced. We'll see who'll replace.
Can he actually?
It's A-Church who is the man who comes off.
Eddie, can this youngster apply himself? I'm sure that Brian McDermott says go out there and don't be frightened of trying something. He knows he needs something very quick, and that's back to 6.
Yes, it is, and it was from his pass. And away he goes, Callum Watkins, a flick pass to Ben Jones-Bishop. Logan Tompkins missed him, but Ben Flower didn't.
That was a cruncher, wasn't it, from Ben Flower? Got to get through a lot of hard work as well as the loose forward.
Well, don't they owe a debt of gratitude here at Wigan to Welshmen this year? Ben Flower, we talked to him on Boots and All on Wednesday. Gil Dudson as well out there. Powell has played a part towards the back end. Rodri Lloyd. Oof. Cleaned out by Ben Flower was Callum Watkins. Here's Hardacre. This is Sinfield. Maguire dabs the kick in, looking for Joel Moon. That's great play by Charnley. Oh, he got one for his corner off, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Just went a little bit too high, Maguire. Not a bad little option with the kick. It looked as though Moon had got to it. But talk about putting your body on the line, and Josh Charnley did just that. Got to be brave in this game. And he threw his body right across Moon.
Went backwards off Charnley, says Phil Bentham, and the penalty comes for a smack in the chops from Danny Maguire.
Yeah. Just got overexcited. Matty Smith will calm things down.
Well, it's a tremendous turnaround for Wigan. Their last home win against Leeds, February 2012. 20 points to 6. A Charnley hat-trick. They lost home and away in the Super League weekly rounds to the Leeds Rhinos. They beat them at the Magic weekend, and they've got 11 minutes to hang on here, and they will beat them in the playoffs, and they'll be going to Old Trafford. Logan Tompkins gets it away to Blake Green. Good short ball. Liam Farrell. Sam Tompkins is inside him. Sam Tompkins brushes away from one, and a great cover tackle back by Kevin Sinfield. Here goes Flower.
Can't get it down. That's wonderful defence. Sinfield again, leading the way. Hardacre helping.
On the half volley, finds Tompkins. He gets it away to Green. Here is Scott Taylor. Last one coming up here. It was a tremendous run back and a defensive job by Sinfield. One point drop goal from Matty Smith. He scuffed it badly. It's picked up by Zach Hardacre. Not a bad place for Wigan to turn the ball over, though.
They did well. They applied the pressure on Matty Smith. Couldn't get a good kick away. But look at this defence.
Yeah, Wigan have got the sniff of Old Trafford now.
They certainly have. And the way that Harrison Hansen has worked so hard. It's been a good team effort by Wigan.
Charge away by Sutcliffe. Stewart. Were they offside here, Leeds?
Yeah, I think they got a good start on it. It was actually blocked by the man from Marker.
Maguire, oh, that was clever. He got away from Taylor, and here they come. It's Clarkson. Burrow to halfway, behind everybody. Watkins fumbles it backwards. He dinks the ball over the top. Surrenders the possession to Farrell.
Well, the guy is trying, that is for sure. But I just get the impression now that with less than 10 minutes to go, Eddie, that Wigan will go over for another try and seal this game.
And here they come down the left channel with Thornley.
It's with considerable ease they're getting over the advantage line, and they know it.
This is Mossop just back on the field. Lee Mossop.
This will be a high kick, or will they go for the corner?
Or will they go for the 1 point again? No. No, they're going for more than that with Matty Smith. Matty Smith gets the ball away to Goldie. Here comes Wigan to Charlie. Wigan are on the way to the grand final. No doubts now. Super League's top try scorer was on the end with a pass from Darryl Goldie. And Josh Charlie seals the victory. 33 Super League tries, 42 in the season. The smile says it all, and so does the shout and the sign. Wigan are in the grand final.
Tommy Ablett had any energy to go forward. It was on the cards. Look at Ablett going out on his own. Smith knew it. Moon couldn't get to him. And then the offload. Great stuff. The combination, Goulding and Charlie, so often this year, have produced tremendous tries. It's a shame. We've been saying that Leeds have been out on their feet for quite some time, but he won't mind. He knows that they are on their way to Old Trafford yet again. The dream has gone for the Rhinos.
Yes, it'll be somebody else making a winner's speech as the skipper at Old Trafford this year. We've heard from Kevin Sinfield the last 2 years. It's been a brave defence. They've got to within 80 minutes of Old Trafford. But it's going to be Warrington against Wigan. And Richards, oh, he misses.
Well, it's been the defence that's got them to Old Trafford. 2 playoff games. They kept the first one to their opponents at 8 points. At the moment, Leeds have 6. They may get some more in the remaining minutes, but any time that you can keep your opponents to less than 10 points, you've done a great job defensively and you stand a good chance of winning the game. We're going to have shown that here today.
It's a short kick-off from Kevin Sinfield. It's palm backwards to Logan Tompkins. And Logan has a little weave and a bob and a run. Well, they're going to enjoy the last 7 minutes here. I remember 12 months ago when Ian Lenigan, the Wigan chairman, he selected Leeds as their opponents at this stage. It was Wigan's job to have the club call as Harrison Hansen gets some work done on a bit of craft. He said that Wigan against Warrington was Super League's dream grand final. It was a nightmare 12 months ago. Lenigan's got his dream tonight. That's a penalty. And Ryan Bailey still will not get off him. Well, Ryan Bailey's not going to Old Trafford.
Well, they say you need to win with humility and lose with dignity, and that's the difficult thing here now. The champions know in the remaining minutes they're not going to win this game. Well, they need to maintain some dignity here, do the right thing, play the game in the right manner, see out the remaining minutes.
They know it's over, and surely Pat Richards will calm things down. Slot over the 2 points. He's had a magnificent game. He's had a magnificent career. And this Wigan outfit certainly will miss him next season. That is for sure. One of the heroes of this Wigan outfit. Very, very well liked by the fans. He has been a wonderful servant, not only to this club, but to rugby league in general.
Mike, do you remember his first season here, though, on the wing? It was a dreadful start. Some of the supporters almost wanted him to go home. 8 years later, as you say, he is a fan's favourite. His first 12 months here was disastrous when he'd come from a grand final winner with the West Tigers in Australia. Has he missed that one?
Yes, he has. And the booing him, but tongue-in-cheek.
Well, they know they're on their way, Eddie, and you must say, a lot of people at the start of this season, they were saying that perhaps, and they've got possession of Leeds.
They won't give it up, will they?
No.
Kevin Sinfield will not give this away.
No, and he's another great servant to our game. It's a disappointing end to the Rhinos, but
what
as you said...
What a defence of the title this has been.
Oh, unbelievable.
The season they've had to be even in this position is incredible.
Yeah, well, it took that Maguire field goal against Saints last week, and even then, Eddie, they looked out on their feet, but it has been a tremendous effort by the Rhinos. They can feel exceptionally proud. They just run out of steam. It's as simple as that. I'm taking nothing away from the quality of Wigan. They've grounded out. Their defence has been solid. They've shared the work. And they've left it to the two half-backs, Blake Green, and especially Matty Smith. He's controlled things out there. He's been wonderful tonight.
Oh, knock on by Wigan. Offside, was he, Harrison Hansen? No, the referee will put the scrum down. Leeds will race to form the scrum. They've not given this away.
No, Ryan Hall just dinks it straight through. One of the few errors that we've seen from Matty Smith. But, you know, a lot of people, they said that Matty Smith, Blake Green combination, surely that can't work for Wigan. It certainly has.
It might be double up for Wigan this year. They've won the cup, they're in the grand final. They're 80 minutes away from emulating Saints of 2006.
And it'll be a cracker, Eddie, no doubt about that.
It'll be a great game, absolutely great game.
I'm looking forward to it already.
And they're just one game away now from emulating the 94-95 season side that almost swept the board completely. They only lost 3 of 45 matches that year. They won the league, the old First Division, they won the Regal Trophy, the Challenge Cup and the Premiership Trophy in the process. And here they have the chance this year to take out the 2 major prizes.
Well, talking about the 1990s, it was 1990 the last time that Wigan met Warrington in a big final. Down at Wembley, of course, Wigan the winners that occasion. But Warrington, well, maybe they'll be the favourites by the time we get to next Saturday. They had a day's extra rest. They finished above Wigan in the league. An intriguing contest, certainly, between 2 great traditional clubs.
And not only that, Phil, if you are a rugby league fan, wonderful try.
Great try from Sutcliffe. They prized over the defence with the kick. It was Ablett who got to it first. He just flicked the ball inside to this young man, Liam Sutcliffe. He goes over under the sticks.
They never give in, do they? Absolutely wonderful. Ablett back on the inside. Good support play by Liam Sutcliffe.
And I tell you what, when you see this again, you will see something you don't normally see, only in 7s or 9s.
The drop goal.
Because Kevin Sinfield said so long as the touch judges are in place, he'll have a drop goal rather than a place kick. Bump, over it goes. 2 points. That is almost unique.
Well, it's a new law this season, and that's the first time I've seen it happen. So we've seen something new tonight.
Well, they've just over by 1 second, 3 minutes to provide
2 tries.
The most fantastic comeback.
Little bit like the America's Cup.
I don't think we'll get this.
It's Ben Ainsley around. There needs some tactics here, a new strategy to come up with 2 quick tries.
Was Ben Ainsley out there for Leeds?
I tell you what, Brian McDermott and some of the Leeds players wish he was, because they've run their blood to water.
There's no disgrace in this.
No, you've got to feel proud for them. And I do hope that all the Leeds fans realise what effort they have put in tonight. We said it, it's a bridge too far. Some of them were out on their feet. Midway through the second half, every time Wigan was kicking, there was 5, 6 Leeds players couldn't even get back for when they played the ball. They were still offside.
Goal for
Maguire to his feet, plays it to Burrow. He's away from Hughes.
He's had a big game, hasn't he?
Chips
Burrow.
it wide. Here's Ben Jones-Bishop. He slides the kick through. Oh, and it's hacked forward. It's still on. Tompkins to the rescue. Sutcliffe was after another. Now then, just a bit of icing on the cake from Sam. Not this time.
How on earth have they got back into that position? Peacock, Bailey. They just will not give him.
Ryan Bailey looks like he's on a mission. I don't know what sort of mission he's on, but he's on a mission.
You've got to get yourself into an aggressive state. I accept that, but you also need to sometimes try and control that. At times people do go over the line. It's a very tough job to do. Play rugby league at a professional level. There's a fair bit of pain involved here, but there also needs to be a high degree of discipline.
Well, we're entering the last minute of the match, and Wigan are marching on to Old Trafford. I know that Sean Wayne was bitterly disappointed last season that they didn't get there. They lost at this stage to the Leeds Rhinos by a point. Well, he'll be celebrating tonight. He's had his highs this year, all right. And they know they've got it won. Justin Harris alongside him. And Brian McDermott, the end of a glorious road for Brian McDermott. Aiming to go to the grand final for a third year in a row and win it 3 on the bounce. Not this time. Oof, that was a risky pass. Joel Moon held on under intense pressure from Goulding. This is Ryan Hall.
Well, the track to the corner, it's almost torture, isn't it, here now in the last 60 seconds. We can pile and put the pressure and the pain into their opponents. They've only got one more contest to get themselves up for. It's a speculative kick out wide here now for Ablett. They've got some trick shots in them, but not
the
from
ball
there.
is played infield. Here is Tompkins. They'd love a try from Tompkins. They might get another from Charnley. They might get one from Harrison Hansen. They get it wide. Goulding's wide out here. Here is Matty Smith. Matty Smith through 1, through 2. Dumps the ball down. Logan Tompkins. Logan Tompkins goes down. That'll be the last tackle. There we go. Sean Wayne is on his way to Old Trafford with the Wigan Warriors. A great moment for Wigan. A great moment for the Warriors. The double is on. The double is on.
Well, they worked hard, they did everything they had to do. Leeds pushed them as far as they could possibly. But in the end, the Warriors were too good. They've bounced back from a mid-season, end-of-season slump, I should say, to get themselves to where they wanted to be 11 months ago. At the Theatre of Dreams, Old Trafford on grand final night.
And the double is on the cards. Only Wigan have it all to do against the Warrington Wolves next week. John Wells, that was a great second half.
A cracking second half, Eddie. Warrington Wigan grand final, then Leeds needed to score first. They did just that in the most unlikely of circumstances too. Sinfield opting for the fringe and for Ablett after going nowhere in particular in that set. Carl Ablett then beating Harrison Hansen, which is a shame because Hansen would really led the charge in defence for Wigan with a series of crunching hits in the opening 5 minutes of that half. Joel Moon in support. It's what Leeds signed him for. Smart play, assessing his options, biding his time, and rewarded for that 6-6. Leeds then put themselves on the back foot. If there is a criticism here, it's only one of game awareness. They had worked so hard to get back into this on level terms. They needed to consolidate that effort really by completing sets. And then Wigan's structure enabled them to take full advantage. Watkins there facing 4 live pass options. Farrell was the one who got it. And Watkins handling error set up the Warriors again. The heartbreaking fact here was that they had successfully defended 5 tackles before Goulding grounded that for 18-6. The Rhinos showed their champion credentials once again though. Burrow, so dangerous skirting that line, releases Joel Moon. Cue a true Warrior. Harrison Hansen and a try-saver to match that of Ian Kirk's effort in the first half. Outstanding from the back row. And it was efforts like that which finally paid off for the Warriors. Set up for the drop goal initially with Matty Smith, but he saw the chase. Led by Ablett, steps to the outside, sides through the line, Goulding, and then to Charnley for the match winner. The try that secured Wigan place at Old Trafford, despite Sutcliffe's late one, 22-12, a bridge too far to Leeds. But this was Wigan's night. This was Sutcliffe's try to finish them off. Leeds can go down fighting and with their heads held high. But this is Wigan's night. 22-12 then. And for the penultimate time this season, we're going to cross to Rod Studd for the Heinz Big Man of the Match, Rod.
Matty Smith is the man of the match. Well done, Matty. Man of the match in the cup final, and now in this playoff eliminator. Just sum up how you're feeling for us.
Yeah, obviously made up to reach the grand final against a really good Leeds side who chucked everything else tonight. So we're made up with a win and looking forward to next week.
Did you feel you controlled it for long periods? There was just a bit where they got back to 6-all, but generally you controlled it?
Yeah, I think we completed our sets, and I think we kept to the game plan, but you can never control the full 80 minutes against a team like Leeds. You know, they're a great side, and there's always going to be times when they're on top. So I thought we did really well tonight. The forwards are outstanding, and we scored some good tries off the back of it.
£100 to charity of your choice. Matty, where will that go?
The cardiac unit at Broad Green Hospital, please.
Well done, thanks Matty. A second grand final for you. Enjoy it next week. Kevin Sinfield will join us. Kevin, thanks very much for joining us. We appreciate your time. It's an unfamiliar emotion for you because you're so used to winning these semi-finals. Just sum up the emotion in the Leeds camp for us.
We've been here before, Rob, don't you worry.
Not very often.
Well, it's tough. I don't think we were ever in control of the game. You know, the best team won tonight, and that's it, really. You know, like I said, we didn't really have control, and when you come here against a side like that who's had a week off and they're fresh, and you cough up too much ball like that, well, we asked for it, really. Look, the effort was brilliant. You know, you can't fault that ever. Every week, the lads give it everything they've got, and you know, some of them there are absolutely out on their feet. Our support has been fantastic again, but probably again too much, unfortunately.
Thanks to us, Kevin. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Pat Richards is here. Well, Pat, it's your final game at the DW Stadium. It will not be your final game in Wigan colours. Just sum up how your emotions are.
Yeah, they're pretty speechless at the moment. I'm very proud of the boys. You know, obviously Leeds are a champion team, and they've done it the last few years like that, and they made us work very hard for that tonight. And we've got another crack next week against a very good Warrington team.
Yeah, just give us a clue what you're thinking about the final, because Warrington and Wigan have been the top two teams of the table for a couple of years now, but we've waited for this grand final between you.
Yeah, for whatever reason, we haven't met in a final for a few years now, and very grateful to get an opportunity to go out in my last Super League game against a very good team, and hopefully it'll be a massive game, and really looking forward to it.
Thanks, Pat. I know your family here, and you're going to enjoy tonight. Thanks very much for that time. Sean, come in, Sean Wayne, the mastermind of Wigan's double bid, and you're 80 minutes away of a rare Challenge Cup and Super League double.
Yeah, Rod, I'm just going to enjoy it. I think that the players, we weren't absolutely our best today, but we did enough to win against an unbelievable Leeds team. So I'm happy where we're at. We need to improve for next week. I think the week off didn't do us any good. But we'll be refreshed this week. We'll have a good week this week and enjoy Saturday.
Were you concerned at any time because they pegged you back at 6-all, and you know they're not going to give up Leeds?
You bang on there, Rod. I mean, they're a good team. They're fantastic. Jamie Peacock today in minutes he played, and Rob Burrows always a threat. So you can never say that they're never going to score. They're a great team. But my players stood up today. I'm really pleased for the players that's leaving that they got a chance to win here today.
What are you expecting from Tony Smith and Warrington next week?
A tough performance, competitive. They're a fantastic team, and we need to improve in a few areas today. But I'm going to enjoy the win tonight. Get to work tomorrow.
We're all looking forward to it. See you at Old Trafford.
Cheers, Rod. Thanks very much.
Well, he's managed it. He's got them to within 80 minutes of the double, has Sean Wayne. It's been a memorable season for him. It's been a memorable season for the Wigan Warriors. And can they now go all the way, this team, and can they claim the first double since 2006? Very honest assessment from Pat Richards and Matty Smith and Sean Wayne. Not at their best tonight. Maybe Sean McRae, they will save their best for next Saturday then.
Yeah, I don't quite agree with Sean Wayne. I thought they played pretty well. He would command perfection, but you're not going to get that in any game of rugby league. You're going to have the odd error, you're going to have the odd mistake here and there. I just thought defensively tonight they were outstanding. They didn't give Leeds a lot of latitude at all. And I thought offensively, there's a couple little plays there they didn't execute as well as they normally do. And he'll work on that along with all this team here that, they'll celebrate tonight. They'll do recovery tomorrow. They'll probably look at they'll do a review of this game, and they'll move on with their week's preparation. But they're in there with a shout, absolutely. Two very good sides next week.
Yes, two tremendous sides next week. This is the story of the match tonight. 22 points to 12. The Wigan Warriors won 4 tries to 2. Richards with his 3 goals, Sinfield with 2, Moon and Sutcliffe. Over 14,500 here to see it as well. 22 points to 12. The emotion, Steve-O, of the whole event with Tompkins, Mossop and Pat Richards leaving the joint. It could easily have got hold of them. It could easily have got the better of them, but it didn't.
Yeah, and I think it's they were very, very patient, Wigan. The coach will be looking at the video of this game, and he'll realise that every single player, 1 to 17, went out there and did their job. It was as simple as that. And they were very creative when they need to be. I still mention that same thing. When they put together Blake Green and Matty Smith, they said that those two halfbacks could not make this Wigan side a great Wigan side. And they have proved them wrong. They control things out there. The kicking game was very, very good from Matty Smith and also from Blake Green.
Yes, they said there was no life after Tommy Lulawai and company. Well, they have proved them wrong. As I said in the commentary, Ian Lennigan said Super League demanded the dream grand final last year. It didn't happen. Is it the dream grand final 2013, do you think?
Well, I can't argue that the two sides there are certainly well qualified and well credentialed. I mean, you might feel a little bit sorry for Huddersfield in terms of they won the League Leaders' Shield and they were probably the most consistent side all year. But in some respects, they weren't as experienced as these two sides that have won it. And I think we've just seen two sides come through in the last 24 hours that have got the experience factor in the big game. So Huddersfield will learn from missing out. Leeds just ran out of petrol. That's simply what's happened. They looked tired for the last couple of weeks. I'd been saying that. It just was proven tonight. But I think that the two combatants next week have deserved the honour to be there, certainly, with two good victories. And there's not much between those sides, Eddie. I tell you, we thought tonight would be hard to pick. That's going to be harder next week.
Yes, it is. I just wonder whether the extra day, the extra 24 hours will help Warrington in the preparation.
Yeah, I think Warrington will feel pretty confident about it because well, I think we witnessed it in that first half that both sides were waiting for that hoter at half-time because it was a brutal battle in that first 40 minutes. They really got into each other. But, you know, Sean Wayne will be very, very happy the way that his young forwards worked so hard. And they hold the key. Their defence